Hey, this is Daryl as a service. I'm thinking through some things about HubSite, and this question has probably already been answered. But it occurred to me that one of the challenges when you are creating a bunch of teams for collaboration spaces or departments, or you're just trying to create an area for people to work, you want to relate it back to a hub site, or rather a department site that is public on your intranet. This means that you're able to list public information, documents, things that you do want to share with the whole organisation, so that they can get an idea of what's going on and interact with that content. But hanging off those departments, or within that department, you do have collaborative groups that are working on projects for various reasons, or maybe you've got subgroups just based on the function that they perform within the department. So I'm hoping to see that a subsite is a way of bringing these things together. I've got a suspicion that hub sites can only connect to certain types of team sites, and that they may not connect to team sites that are associated with an Office 365 group, such as a Microsoft team, a Yammer group, or a group for Outlook. But anyway, step through this concept with me. So we have a hub site for our department where your public information is being shared and stored. We'll have a look at that soon. Now we might have a project team A where it is, for example, a Microsoft team that has been created just for the project, so that you can have conversations and store your files and collaborate on things. But some of the key things here that would be quite interesting to roll up to those hub sites are activities on the team site, such as news from that project team. Now, if this is a public team, which I've signified in green, then this information will be available to anyone within the organisation. It will also mean that you potentially could join the project, or you could go in and have some input into what's going on. They could openly ask questions, they could work out loud, so to speak, and get some more interaction. And I can see potential here for embedding Yammer conversations in there too, to stretch that conversation across the organisation as well. But we can roll, I would be hoping that with a Microsoft team you could roll up news and various different activities on the team site, and potentially files as well. That would be a way of rolling them up too, to see what's going on within that project team. Now, of course, the other scenario is a private team or private group, and of course those types of roll-up features won't necessarily go up to the hub site, or potentially they could. Maybe it's only that members of this private team, they are able to see that content up on the hub site down here as well. Whereas it's not public, people can't just join it, and it's not available just to anyone who comes in from the organisation. I'm hoping that would fit both needs. This seems to me a good way to connect different teams into the hub site, because, as I said, you could go to the directory of what are all the teams that I can join, what are all the Office 365 groups that I could join, but it makes more sense to associate a project team, or a project, private or public project, or a specialist team, whatever that sub-department might be, associating it with the hub site, so that it's nice and easy for people to see what's going on in that department or division. So, just to sort of sum that up, your hub site for your department will have your public documentation, your information, but I think that it could also have a list of teams that are associated with that department, and making use of that hub site so that it can roll up information and activity, whether it be from a public team or a private team. And if that private team, the security will only display that information if you are a member of that private team. Really keen to hear from anyone who can confirm this, or maybe engage with me in this idea. It might not be new. I just haven't had time to read around and see if other people have thought of this, but I think that it would work quite well, making a good use of a hub site. Perhaps I should watch a few recordings from Ignite and dig into some of the things that have been said by the SharePoint product group. Anyway, thanks for that, and give me some feedback if you have any.